episode 11 of Reality Podcast. I am your host, Ricky Valero. On today's episode, we are going to be breaking down episode 4 of the Fox reality TV show Extracted. If you are not watching Extracted, you're missing out on a one-of-a-kind survivalist competition series featuring 12 untrained competitors attempting to survive extremely grueling conditions and the threat of fearsome predators in the unforgiving Canadian wilderness. Meanwhile, some miles away, their family members are locked down in a secluded headquarters, watching them navigate their dangerous surroundings alone via the 24/7 live feed. The fate of each untrained contestant in the wilderness lies in the hands of their family members back in headquarters. Each amateur survivalist family has the power to decide whether their loved one has what it takes to brave the elements and fight to be the last one standing, or whether the family will push the ominous extract button and remove their loved ones and their whole family from the competition. They're battling it out for $250,000. Each episode airs 8 p.m. Eastern time on Fox. Folks, I'm telling you what, I'm really enjoying this show. I'm really enjoying it. I love the dynamic. The dynamic. There's the word I'm looking for. The dynamic between having to rely on a family, playing a game, while also you're out here in the wilderness trying to survive. We see a lot of this finally start to come to fruition more and more in each episode. In episode 4 here, we're watching our teams go by. The hot chocolate is helping those who need it, while others aren't thrilled with having an empty container. The empty container thing is starting to become a thing, and we have it unfold a little bit more in this episode. Ashley struggling mightily, not really having the energy to go get that hot chocolate. She's pleading with her husband and fiance and father-in-law to press the button. He said they had an agreement not to press the button for 24 hours after she pleads with them. Rose is also struggling and crying and not doing well either. Ashley walked out a little bit, thinking that it might lift her spirits, but it didn't really help. She says, Austin and Scott, I hope the things that I've accomplished make you proud, but please extract me. Scott, her future potential father-in-law here, says, you know what? Pull her. And Austin pulls the trigger. An emotional Scott says he's proud of her and proud to call her his daughter-in-law. Austin said it was the easiest, toughest decision I've ever made, and he loves her. He's going to protect her forever. It's interesting dynamic here, right? So for those of you listening here now, I'm going to have not one, but 2 interviews, 2 exit interviews with the individuals that were eliminated in this episode. So yes, I sat down with Ashley and Scott. Austin didn't make the interview. Ashley had some interesting things. I did push and ask about some of those distasteful words coming out of his mouth, and she had quite an interesting answer to say to that. But yeah, Ashley is gone. Another one bites the dust. Let's see here. Kelsey and Laura, Rose's family, are laying down, wondering if they're going to make the next move and pulling the trigger. She tells the camera that there's no blood flow and her leg is purple. She's pleading for help, and Kelsey and Laura take her health into mind by being the next person to pull the trigger and hit the extract button. Yes, that means I have interviews with Kelsey, Laura, and Rose, the whole Rose family, popping up tomorrow. I think tomorrow? Yep, tomorrow's Tuesday. Yep, tomorrow morning, you will be able to see both interviews with both families, the Rose family and Ashley's family, to break down their thoughts on Extracted. Now, moving back onto the show. Ryan's wife listens and he says, I love you, Sarah, my little sweet sunflower. It was pretty sweet. Ryan's wife and brother are having to watch other people suffer as it's taken a toll, but they know he can win and don't want to take that away from him. It's interesting to watch it kind of take a toll on the people in the headquarters just as much as the people in the wilderness. However, obviously not as grueling. Haley hasn't ate in 36 hours. Jacoby is having that same issue. A message has come across with a survivor trial. They need carbs. Trust will be put to the test. They'll be ranking them to least to most trustworthy. A large loaf of bread has been placed in the wild. Each survivor will take what they need, meaning someone could take a piece or take it all. They have 3 minutes to rake them. Jake's brother believes that he is trustworthy. I would just die laughing. First person out there, boom, takes all the bread. See ya. All right. The order is as follows. Jake, Ryan H, Ryan W, Woody, Robin, Haley, Jacobine, and Megan. Obviously, the survivalists don't know that there's a specific order. Jake shows up first. Jake arrives. He reads off about taking the portion he needs. He says, I got enough deer meat to make a good sandwich. Everybody started freaking out, but he passes on the entire loaf. Ryan H said he doesn't need any. And then he says, or do I? But he takes a little while to think about it, but pulls the trigger and walks away. Ryan W broke off a little piece of the bread, like it was a super tiny portion. Woody follows suit and does the same thing. Robin is up next. This is where things get interesting because you got to remember, you're playing a game out in the wilderness thinking I need to eat, while also your how you react in this moment is going to dictate how other people are reacting in headquarters. So you could literally put a target on your back for your family amongst everybody. Robin takes a nice little chunk, and she says, "Oh wait," she says, "I know they were eating meat," and goes back for a second slice. Her family says they're going to need to do damage control, but on Robin's walk back, Robin says, "I'm not here to make friends." That's definitely interesting. Definitely interesting to say. Let's see here. Haley goes up, grabs a nice little slice. Jacobine steps up and grabs a little slice. Megan's turn. She doesn't know she's the last survivalist, but there's like at least half of it. She takes a nice chunk, but leaves some behind. Haley's team and Robin's team are forming a little bit of alliance. They're trying to ensure that one another is protected. A mouse wanders in the woods, and Jacobine's hilarious, and I mean absolutely hilarious family goes that they would have dipped. Probably me too. Ryan continues to ration his deer meat. A supply drop is imminent. There are enough supplies for all. The supply drop will be in secret. Each family must give one of the available supplies to another survivalist. There's a propane stave, pencil notebook, toothbrush and paste, binoculars, and sleeping bag. Robin's team mentions they have an alliance for Haley, and they give her the stove. Haley's team goes next, and they know they have an alliance, but instead they want to give a sleeping bag to. But in this moment, they go, "We don't know anybody anything." I was like, "Damn, didn't we just make new friends just like 5 seconds ago?" But she writes Robin's name anyway. Jacoby's family gives Ryan W the stove. They want him to help Jacoby. Ryan H gives Jacoby a sleeping bag. So all in all, hang on here. All in all, Woody's family, they give Ryan W a sleeping bag as well. Megan gave Robin a stove. Jake's brother gave Robin another stove. Ryan W gave Woody a sleeping bag. Robin got 2 stoves and a sleeping bag. Ryan W got a stove and a sleeping bag. Woody and Jacoby got a sleeping bag. Haley got a stove. Jake, Ryan H, and Megan got nothing. Ryan H was the first one to go to a supply box and got nothing in the second drop. He had nothing in the first one. Haley's excited for a little stove. Jake got nothing. He laughed his ass off. He said, "Does that mean no one likes you?" We're getting a little fun. It's getting a little fun. Jake got nothing. Jacoby has got a sleeping bag and his family is happy. They were unsure because of their standing the ground about Woody getting a sleeping bag and is happy. Robin got 2 stoves, a sleeping bag, and 2 chunks of the bread, and people are not thrilled. Ryan got his stove and sleeping bag. Anyone that got double is not happy. Megan didn't get shit. She is sad because she doesn't feel like her family is liked. Robin definitely has a target on her back after taking the 2 slices of bread, 2 stoves, a sleeping bag. This is where things are going to get interesting, right? This is where things get interesting. Because now it's a competitive game of battle. Megan is worried her shelter is going to destroy. She pleads with her dad to stay up with her through the night. The rain is coming in heavy. Everyone seems to be getting soaked, and everyone is starting to have struggles. And that is it for episode 4 of Extracted on Fox. If you're not watching it, you need to be watching it. It's fantastic. It's one of the better shows happening right now in reality TV world. If you're a fan of like survivalist shows, this is a good one. This is a good one. And don't forget to catch my interviews with the Ashley and Rose families tomorrow right here on the YouTube channel. If you're watching here on Tuesday, they're already up then. If you're watching on Wednesday, they're already up on the YouTube channel. Check them out, please. Thank you for the continued support. We're all enjoying Extracted. I'm enjoying breaking down the show. Thank you so much. And we'll be back next week to break down episode